Good morning, grade 7. So, today we are going to see about the important points in the lesson 4. I hope you all know the lesson 4 and the 5 will be your stack to portion. So, we are going to see the important points. So, it is going to be a revision part only. Kindly listen it properly. If you didn't listen it during the class time when I have taken this already, now this session will be helpful for you. Okay, let's get into the lesson. So first one, the weather, climate and adaptations of animals to climate. So this is the topic of the lesson. First you have to know what is the weather. So what is the weather? A particular time in terms of temperature, humidity, rainfall, wind speed, that is called as weather. So if I ask you what is the weather today, you will be telling about the temperature, right? It is hot, cool or rainy, like that, and it is having a cool breeze, like that. So that is the condition of the atmosphere of a particular place. So that is called as weather. That's all. Nothing else. So the weather will be changing every day, right? So today will be one weather and tomorrow will be one weather. So accordingly, the wind speed, rainfall, humidity is nothing but the water vapor present in the air. So that gives a humidity, less humidity or high humidity. So based on that, the wind also cool or hot. So this all will maybe changing, not maybe, almost changing every day, right? So it may rain in the morning and it may clear after that, right? Okay, so for example, I have said this, we might have experienced this in this recent seasons. That morning will be hot sun and suddenly evening it will be raining. So the weather will be always changing. So next one is the weather report. So what is the weather report? So like this, what is the temperature today? How much of humidity is present in the air today? And either it will be a strong wind or breeze or snowfall or rainfall will occur. So like that, from sunrise to sunset and moonrise and moonset. So all this they will be reporting for a particular region. For example, if it is for Madurai, they will report in Madurai it will be cloudy today. It will be hot or the temperature will be around 35 degree or 40 degree, like that. So that is called as weather report. So who is doing this weather report? So our government, who is having a department called meteorological department, they are only giving this reports and all. Okay, next one, study of okay, now we need to know few terms which is related to this lesson, meteorology. So meteorological department of government is responsible for giving the reports, weather reports, right? So studying all this is called as meteorology. It is an interdisciplinary scientific study of weather. Next, meteorological phenomena or observed weather events. So what is the meteorological phenomena means? So what happens in the weather, and they will be explaining it, why suddenly a cyclone has formed, why the climate changes, I mean the weather change has been occurred today in a particular region. So that is the meteorological phenomena. So these events are influenced by air pressure present in the air and humidity and temperature. So there will be an interaction between all this, that only causes the weather. And person who is doing all this work, right, who is studying about the weather and giving a weather report, right, so they are called as meteorologist. So these are the new terms you may be hearing. So please go through it once again, then you will be familiar with that. Next one, weather experts. So who are the weather experts? They use computer technologies and data from the earth stations and satellites. Okay, they are called as weather experts, and they collect all this and give a report, right? So that is called as weather forecasting. So weather is a very complex phenomena. It is affected by hundreds of factors and it is not easy to predict. So someone cannot say perfectly what's going to happen, because accordingly when the time they are using for studying all these factors to say what weather will be today, that only they can be able to predict, but they cannot exactly say what will be happening. So the weather predictions will not be always accurate. This you might have experienced. Today rain will come, they will be saying, but the rain won't come, right? So that is what they are saying. Always the weather predictions will not be accurate, or sometimes it's not accurate. Okay, so next question is, what causes changes in weather? So what causes changes in weather? That is nothing but the sun rays which falls on the earth. So we can say it as the source of energy, which is the sun, which influences the earth's weather. So it is a huge sphere, and which contains lots of hot gases, which is very high in temperature. So the distance between the sun and the earth will be determining the weather in the earth. So it will produce heat, light, energy emitted from the sun, and it also results in the weather changes. Okay, this is what we were seeing. And earth will be absorbing the energy from the sun and reflecting back in the earth's surface, and oceans and atmosphere. So this reflection by the ocean surface and atmosphere will play a particular role in determining the particular weather of a particular place. So based on this only the weather of a particular place is determined. So you can see this activity corner, how they are studying and giving the weather report. They have given an example. So this is how they will be giving. For example, the maximum temperature, minimum temperature, and sunset time, sunrise time, moonrise time, and moonset time. Okay, and how much the humidity will be and temperature will be, all this and all. Fine. Okay, so now coming to the elements of weather. So elements of weather, which is the important elements of weather: temperature, humidity and rainfall, and all this, right? So already we have seen about this while studying the what is the definition of weather. So the temperature plays a major role in rising the particular weather of rising means the weather is hot or cool or sunny or cloudy. So this and all is based on the temperature of the particular place, right? So this can be measured using the thermometers, so which will be having the minimum and maximum, okay, temperature they will be showing. The second one, humidity and rainfall. So humidity, I have said already, the water vapor present in the air determines the humidity. So if it is high or low, based on that the coolness and the hotness of the weather will be determined. So the device we are using for measuring this humidity is called a psychrometer or hygrometer. And likewise the rainfall which we get, so that also we are using a instrument called rain gauge. Okay, so this instrument will be the rain gauge instrument will be measuring the rainfall. Okay, coming to the different kinds of rain we receive. So I hope you know this north, south, and east west directions, right? So likewise the southwest monsoon will be occurring between June to September. Okay, so between June to September you will be having a rain. So that is because of the directions between southwest, so we call it as southwest monsoon. Likewise, we have one more monsoon that is called as northeast monsoon, that you will get between November to March. So please remember this month. That is southwest monsoon is June to September and northeast monsoon is November to March. Okay, fine. Next one, wind. So the third element is the wind. So this I have already explained you. Based on the wind, the weather also determined. So if it is a cool wind, you will be saying it's a cool breeze, right? So likewise, they have given an example about the weather of Delhi during the winter season and the summer season. So southwest monsoon period, during southwest monsoon period, the humidity laden winds will be blowing from Indian Ocean. So it will be from Indian Ocean and Bay of Bengal. So it will be from Indian Ocean and Bay of Bengal, which is bringing the rain to India. Okay, so the southwest monsoon. So during this time, India will be receiving the rain. So what happens in the winter? The wind blows from North India mountains. So North India, you all know there are lots of mountains, Himalaya, all this and all. So from the northern plains. So now from the northern plains the wind blows, so it is very cool. So always the wind will be cool. So they feel very cold. So during summer season the wind blows from Rajasthan desert. So from Rajasthan to Delhi, so the wind will be obviously very hot. So these are the two seasons. Because of the wind, the weather of the Delhi is determined. Okay, now we'll see about the climate. What is weather and what is the elements of weather? All this and all we have seen. So now you should know what is the climate. So usually we will be saying it is nearly for 25 to 30 years of long period of time, weather is recorded repeatedly. Okay, so the weather should be permanent for a particular period, that is 25 to 30 years. So we call it as the climate. So climate is nothing but the long period of time where the weather recorded is same. Okay, so for example you can take the illustrations like Ooty, Kodaikanal, Himalaya, Simla, Kashmir, all these and all are few examples. Still that climate is permanent, right? We feel cool only always. So climate of a place is defined as the average weather conditions of a particular place over a long period of time, that is 25 to 30 years or more. So what are the things which will be mostly affecting, that is determining factors of the climate? So that is, first one is latitude, second one is altitude, and third one is distance from the sea. So latitude, you all know, that is nothing but the distance from the equator. So where the place is situated away from the equator, so they will be having a lower temperature. So if it is near to the equator, that is will be having the hotter temperature. So why it is so, we'll be seeing it in later next pages. So the next one is the altitude. So that is the height above the sea level. From the height, from the sea level, how much higher the place has been situated. So usually the hilly regions are cooler than plains because it is much higher level compared to the sea, from sea. Okay, next one, distance from the sea. This is the distance in lengthwise. Okay, so the weather is uniform throughout the year. Okay, and the climate will be moderate. So hot during summer and cold during winter as normal. Okay, the next one, and you should know the other factors of determining climate: humidity, wind, and human activities. So humidity, as I said already, the amount of water vapor present in the air will determine the humidity of a place. So it is also influencing the climate of the particular place. And wind, so this is depend on the wind which is blowing in a particular place, either it has hot or cold or humid or dry. Based on that, which will be responsible for bringing the rain also. So the particular climate of a particular place will also be influenced by the wind. Okay, next one is the human activities. This usually occurs in many places, especially in cities. So that will be affecting the greenhouse effect. Okay, so because of excess burning of fuels and release of pollutants through industrial burning or through the vehicles, all this and all, so that also result in a climate change. So the few example they have given here, that is Trivandrum, Kerala, and Jaipur, Rajasthan. They have compared for each month minimum and maximum temperature and rainfall. So this you can have a glance while you are studying. The next one. So what will, based on the table given, what will be the temperature of the Jaipur? This is hot and dry, and Trivandrum is moderately hot and wet climate. So these points you can remember. Northeastern India receives major rain, okay, for the whole part of the year, and therefore the climate is always wet. So as they receive the major rain, so the climate is always wet. And the mountainous areas of India like Darjeeling, Simla and all, it is always cold. And Delhi experience very hot in the summer and very cold in the winter season, and also moderate rainfall during the monsoon season. Okay, likewise it will be varying. Few examples only they have given, that you can remember. Okay, and next one, as I said earlier, the places near the equator will be hot and away from the equator will be cool, right? So that is why we will see it now. The effect of sun on the climate of earth. So you can see the picture given here. The sun rays falls near to the equator, which is very straight. Actually our earth has been tilted little bit, right? It is not a straight sphere running on the orbit, right? We use the word rotation and revolution for the earth. So in the axis they are rotating themselves and revolving around the sun in the orbit. So it is little bit of tilted. So the sun rays which falls on the earth is straight in the earth equator, and remaining parts are receiving the sun rays in a moderate way. So thus always the latitudes, we can divide the latitudes into low latitude and high latitude. So low latitude will be near the equator, and high latitude will be in the poles, nearer to the poles. So low latitude will be receiving the direct sun rays, so it will be hotter, and high latitudes will be receiving less sun rays, so that will be cool. So the latitude of a place increases, the sun rays become more and more slanting, so it will be cooler. So this you can remember. The days are longer near the equator than at the places away from this. These are the very important 2 points we have in this heading. And the very important one, the longest and the shortest day. So in a year, that is near the northern hemisphere, the longest day is June 21 and 22. This is for northern hemisphere. Okay, and the shortest day usually December 21, 22. Okay, so for the northern hemisphere, this is the longest day and this is the shortest day. And likewise for the southern hemisphere, it is reverse. So December 21, 22 for the southern hemisphere will be the longest, and June 21, 22 will be the shortest. So these are very important points you can remember. Kindly go through the lesson once again after this class, then only you can understand it clearly. Next, the climate and the adaptation. So here the adaptation plays a major role in modifying a living organism or its parts in order to make it more fit for the survival under changed environmental conditions. So example, the polar region places like countries like Canada, Greenland, Iceland, Norway, Sweden, Finland, Alaska, this and all are some examples, okay, where the polar regions are situated. Okay, and some countries where the tropical rainforests are found is India, Malaysia, Indonesia, Brazil, Republic of Congo, Kenya, Uganda and Nigeria. So this may be asked where the tropical rainforests are found in which country, and polar regions are situated in which country, like that you can read it. Kindly if you take a note, it is far better, you will understand it very clearly. And coming to the polar region, the adaptations of polar bear is given. So the polar bear always having a white fur which can easily camouflage with the white snow to escape from its predator and also to catch its prey. Okay, and one more thing, they in coming to the adaptations of the polar bear, they have dense fine fur and two thick layers of fur which can insulate them from the heat and keep them warm, and under this fur there is a layer of fat, so that also provides a excellent insulation. Okay, so this also prevent them by taking rest. Okay, by taking rest they avoid the overeating of their body, and they have a wide large paw, and they have a skin in black color which can retain the heat inside the body, it won't allow to escape outside, and they have a strong claws to dig the snow and catch its prey and also defend against its predator, and they have a strong sense of smell, huge teeth, and they will undergo hibernation, that is they sleep during winter, and they live on their stored body fat and come out only during the summer season. So this and all the adaptation you can find in the polar bear. And polar bears, they can even swim for long distance several hours. So the front paws will be propel them through the water dog paddle's tail. Okay, so the hind feet and the legs are held fat and are used as rudders. So they can attain a swimming speed of 10 km per hour. So this is very important, and always you should go through the did you know part and activity corner. Any experiments are given, that please don't you forget. Okay, now we will see the adaptation in penguin. So likewise in the polar bear, penguin also the organism which lives in the polar region. So the similar kind of adaptations you can find with the penguin also. So they camouflage with their white body and the black back, okay, and they have a subcutaneous fat, thick skin and dense feather cover. So all these features provide insulation against the cold. So penguins live in groups always, so they can huddle together to keep themselves warm. Okay, and the penguins are good swimmers because their body is streamlined body like the fish, and they have a paddle like webbed feet and wings shaped like flippers. Okay, heavy and solid bones make penguin heavier to help them to drive under water for food. So their body is always a waterproof because they have short and thick feathers. So they can protect themselves from the cold, and also they are waterproof, they won't absorb water. And likewise, the very important topic, the migration. Okay, so this migration is happening when they doesn't have a environmental stagnant environment. That is, the environment, the season will be changing, no? So they will move to the another place. So the complete population of animal, they will move from one area to another area due to a seasonal movement. They go to another country also, continent also. Okay, likewise the Siberian crane, which is a good example, which lives in western Siberia, and they migrate to India. So from western Siberia they migrate to India. So during the winter season they will come. Okay, so they can even travel around 4,000 miles. And the bird sanctuary which is present in Bharatpur Bird Sanctuary, Koladio Ghana National Park, we call it as another name, Bharatpur Bird Sanctuary, which has been declared as a World Heritage Site because the Siberian crane travels nearly off the globe to reach it. Okay, so they won't go anywhere else, they will come here only. And because of the human population in and around this park has become a threat now for the Siberian crane habitation. So usually it happens, right? Okay, so the migrating bird, what and all they will do, why they what are the probable reason for migration. So they will migrate, have a migratory birds will have a built-in reuse of direction. So how they will come every year without changing its pathway. So they have a built-in reuse of direction which tells them which direction to fly to reach the same place. Okay, and they will keep some landmarks also when they are coming. So with that landmarks also they can reach the place. And also it has been guided by the position of the run during the day and by the position of stars at night to reach the same place. See how brilliant the birds are. Okay, they can travel even 4,000 miles without any map, right? Okay, I want everybody to see this. What is single ovary, brain and eyes, absence of urinary bladder, circulatory system, warm blood, air sacs, endoskeleton, all this and all. I need everyone to read it. Surely you will get at least 3 questions from this. Okay. And coming to the tropical rainforest. So where the tropical rainforest are seen, already I have said this, usually the tropical rainforest temperature will be higher 40 degree and lower 15 degrees centigrade. Okay, so they are found in Western Ghats and Assam in India, Southeast Asia, Central America and Central Africa. So as it is very warm, no, so you can see variety of flora and fauna. Flora means plants and fauna means animals. So you can find a variety of animals. There's few example has been given here. You can go through that. And among that, we will be having a arboreal animals. So animals which live only on the tree, so they are called as arboreal animals. Example, monkey, you all know. Next example is red-eyed tree frog and toucans and lion-tailed macaw. So it is also called as beard ape. Okay, so the lion-tailed macaw, which is the old world monkey, but endemic to Western Ghats of South India. Okay, it spends a major part of its life in the upper canopy. What is a canopy? If this is the tree, no. So this is the top. We call it as the canopy. So upper canopy only it will be uh, utilizing its lifetime. So they live in groups of 10 to 20 animals, few males and many females. And likewise the lion-tailed macaw, no, they are very rarest and now it is becoming a threatened mammal. It is a mammal actually. So you can see the picture given here, and there is a endangered thing. It is going to be a endangered animal. Okay, it very rarely comes to the ground. Okay, it always searching the flowers, buds, stems, leaves, fruits, everything in the, and also insects in the bark of the tree. Okay, likewise we have another examples, Indian elephant and the poison dart frogs. That is the poison dart frogs, also called as poison arrow frogs, because their skin, no, that is enough to kill one frog, no, that carries a poison enough to kill 100 people. So people who are involved in hunting, no, they use this frog in their arrows to kill the other animals during hunting. And Indian elephant, you know, I think I need not to say. And what are the other features you can see in the animals is camouflage, merging with the environment. Okay, so few examples of the names they have given. I need everyone to write down it. What is the name of zoological name of grasshopper? Arantia rectifolia. Okay, praying mantis, it is the common name, and what is the zoological name? Mantis religiosa. And stick insect, that is also called as Caroseus morassus. And leaf insect, Phyllium frondosum. And dead leaf butterfly, Phylocrania paradoxa. So this you need to write down. You may get it in the mismatched pair. And the next one is the mimicry. Mimicry is nothing but mimic a model, right? We call it as a imitated model of the species. Okay, so they use this especially against the predation. Example, viceroy butterfly mimics unpalatable and toxic monarch butterfly, so that the predators usually do not prey upon it. I hope you are clear. It will be mimicking like another butterfly, so they can escape from the predators. Next one, adaptation in desert animals. This you all know already, you might have studied in the lower classes also, so you can go through this picture. So long and bushy eyelashes helps them to keep out from the sand and sun, and slit like nostrils which open and close to prevent the entry of sand, and hump used for storing fat, not water. Please Everyone is saying water, water. Please understand the adaptation. No other kind of way of getting knowledge. If you someone has said it is storing water, so why can't it store water? No, how it can store water? The water, when they drink, it will go directly to the stomach walls only, right? How it can go to hump? Okay, so change the knowledge. So hump stores only fat. And leathery mouth, tough for chewing, thorny plants. It eats up the thorny plant is nothing but the cactus. Okay, and webbed twin-toed feet to prevent it from sinking into the sand. Long starry thighs, so they can strongly they can walk on the sand. And the water which drinks is stored in the stomach walls. Okay, the next one about the tropical rainforest. So destruction of rainforest for making this wood for both timber and fire, making fires, agricultural activities, grazing land for cattle. So these are some of the reasons where the rainforest has been destructed. I hope we have already discussed about the multiple choice question level 1 in the class itself. I go through this, and if you have any doubt we can discuss in the offline class also. So any doubt you can ask me. If you can't speak, you can send the questions through the chat box. Fine. So I am displaying here the questions and the answers. You can go through. Any doubt you can ask me. So 3A, answer is 3A, 4D and 5B, 6D, 7C, 8 also C, 9 is D and 10 D, 11 is C, 12 B, 13 C. C, 15 D, 16 A, 17 D, 18 A, 19 D, 20 A, 21 D, 22 B, 23 C, 24 A, 25 C, 26 D and 27 A. So 28 is D, 29 is A, 30 is D, 31 A, 32 B, 33 D, 34 D, 35 also D, 36 is C and 37 is C. So this and all we have marked already, just to go through that. 46 is also D and 46 is D, 47 C, 48 D, 49 A, 50 is B. So any doubt I will clarify you in the next class. So next class we will be going to see the next lesson, fifth lesson, that is respiration in organism. So lesson 4 and your lesson respiration in organism, that is lesson 7 I think. So soil will be your lesson 6. Okay, so lesson 6 is respiration in organism, and lesson 4 climate weather. These are the two portion for your stack 2, and soil will be coming under chemistry. Okay, it's time to wind up. We will see you in the next class. Thank you all. Bye.